This is one epic tutorial. I'm going to show you how to create this look, starting with hair that was washed the day before. Brush it through to remove any knots. This is Maya's natural hair in its natural state. She has straightened it though. So separating the hair from ear to ear and sectioning it off as I go along. Then what you'll do is see me pull these two together and just create sort of one section piece. And then you're going to create another piece behind it, exactly the same from ear to ear. But because Maya's got a lot of hair, I kind of need to work with that as well. So if you've got less hair, then one section a little bit wider will be enough. You must bear that in mind. If you've got shorter hair, then you might want to use hair pieces or one of those hair ponytails or hair extensions. So here I am sectioning that second piece that I just mentioned a little while ago, and then just tie that off into the front just to keep it out of the way. Then I'm going to take off the sides. I only really do this if I've got long hair or a lot of hair. Otherwise it will just be one simple ponytail at the back there, which you'll see me do in step 3. So I've sectioned off 2 of the sides then. I'm now working on the ponytail. Brushing it straight up and getting that really neat, smoothing down the hairs with my hand, and then using a band to tie that up. Bobby pins to grip those little pesky hairs out of the way so that they don't fall down under the nape afterwards. Now these hair pads are available on my website. I have loads of these in different sizes, but what I'm going to do is section this, sorry, not section, but place this on top, but it's towards one side because I'm going to use 2. Bobby pins, I've always shown you this technique. It's where you pull it out away from the hair and then flip it and push it in, and that just helps lock it in place. It gives you a really nice tight fit. Now you don't need too tight a fit on this, and I probably go a bit overboard with my pins because the hair's going to be over these buns. That itself is going to lock it in place, so you don't need to go too mad with pins. So just from the front, using a mirror, just check the height of it. It will look really high for Maya. I wanted it high because a lot of people use this for dupatta settings to keep the dupatta in place. So I'm going to use 2 now, pushing it up in the middle on top of the other one, just making sure that they're both the same on either side, and then sort of pinning them together to kind of look like Nicki Minaj's buns that she'd be so proud of. So flipping bobby pins on one side, flipping it over to the other, and then pushing in, and that just creates a really nice seam. You can sort of manipulate these buns, sort of make them, push them together, squeeze them out, pull them to make them the right shape. You can flatten these as well. So taking one of those sides that I sectioned off earlier, and then just pulling that over to one side, using the brush and my hands to smooth down the hair and pin it in place. This is going to form the underside. It's nice to work with on this part neatly, but you don't have to. And then I'm just going to tidily put this away to the tails to one side. I'm going to repeat on the other side, pushing the hair up, covering that bun, and pinning those away. Always double pinning so that it locks those in place. The tops of the tails can be tucked neatly towards the top. They're going to get covered, so just gently put them away, spray off the ends, and just tidy up with a brush. You'll notice I'm using a tail comb and a bristle brush. It just helps me control her hair, which isn't too bad actually today. Now taking off one of those sections at the top that you put, the one that was closest to the bun at the very beginning, you want to pull that down over the hair, smooth it. You want to keep your hands sort of at where you can see that they are at the moment, at that point at the base of the bun, because that will stop it from falling over and becoming untidy. It just keeps that shape there, that little cup shape over that bun. You can wiggle it a little just to cover that bun a little bit more smoothly, make it wider, and then have a band ready on your hand to gently pin. Now you don't want too much hand movement there. Keep your fingers and your hands as still as possible so you're not moving that all over the place. Smooth over with your fingers, spray a little, not too much. Don't go crazy with spray where you don't need it. And then I'm going to curl those ends just to pin them out of the way. You want to be a little bit neater on this, but you can cover them as well. You can push them under the bun if you release one of the pins as well, which I sometimes do. So there's me just coiling it there, and pinning. If you've got frizzy hair, you'll want to coil that with a tongue, with a hot tongue, so that will stay nice and clean looking, and you won't get too many hairs that kind of frizz out. Now, taking all of the front apart now, I'm going to create a middle parting. So I'm roughly just doing it here, and then I'm going to use the end of my comb to get a really nice clean. It's really important to get a clean part there. I always use the nose to help me work out where that middle is. Then I'm going to put a Tikka on. You can use eyelash glue to glue it in place. I didn't do that because we were going to take this straight off. Using 2 pins to pin into the bun, one straight up and one pin across to kind of lock it in place. And then I'm going to create the fringe. Now I decided to go for a drape, spraying off one side, the side that's got the least hair. We're going to use a bit more spray because Maya's got very fine baby hair. She had a bit of alopecia, so she had a few bald patches around this area for a little while. I think stress of exams and all, so she's got a few little hairs to stick up there. So I'm just going to use hairspray to kind of really get those down. Not great when someone's had alopecia, but for the purpose of this tutorial we're okay with it. She's had it for a while and she seems to pull out of it. So just pinning those at the back, and you'll see how neatly I've pinned those with U-pins, and it will hold in place because they're pinned into those buns. And then again, the tails, I'm just going to curl it round the little quill curl I've got already, spraying it down a little bit more this time, just to keep those in place, because I can see that her hair in this particular area is a little bit frizzier. The little hairspray you use, the more naturalness of the hair texture you'll get through, that comes through. The more hairspray you use, obviously it's going to look a little more molded and a little plasticky, I guess. I like to use the less side of hairspray where possible. Okay, so just sectioning off these bits because there's a lot of hair there. So I'm going to start with the underside and drape that through. Be neat, but you don't have to be too finicky about it. Draping it through to get a nice sort of transition. You don't want to pull it too tight because then you'll still see that lump of a bump up there. So you kind of want to blend it with the height and the way that that's formed. You kind of want to blend it together so that it's a smooth sort of tilt downwards. And again, using the tails to curl around the curl that's already there. Just tidying off any loose hairs. I've sprayed it. And then taking another section of hair, I'm going to back comb this section now, which is the under section. Always back comb the under sections, not the top section, because you always get a small amount of frizz from that. Just smoothing out that frizz now, and then just using my hands in the direction that the hair is going to fall. That just helps. Taking over the bit that I didn't back comb, so all the remaining hair, and then just draping that across the face. This style is kind of a little old school Bollywood, but I love it. It's just such a beautiful and versatile hairstyle, and it looks really nice when a dupatta is put on top. Again, you know, it can be created for non-Asian people as well, so don't worry about dupattas or hair buns or anything like that. Anybody can have these hairstyles, and you can also put these with those curly long pieces that come down the side. Great for engagements, great for, you know, civil weddings, great for, you know, themed costume parties, and Cinderella style hairstyles. So awesome. Curl the edges in, or the tails in. Actually, I'm not curling. What I'm doing, I am curling. I was thinking I might try to cover it, but it didn't work, so I coiled it over. And you can see there aren't too many stray hairs at the nape of the neck there, so it really does help to kind of smooth and comb the hair and straighten it. If you were going to curl some of the ends, it's not worth straightening because you know, the hair won't then stay curly unless you're using something like the Babyliss Pro Curl. You can see those little hairs of Maya sticking up from when she had the alopecia. So I'm just decorating it now with a little hair comb that matches the outfit. Now all the accessories you see are available on my website. The hair pads, those beautiful jhumka earrings and tikka set. That doesn't come with a necklace, but there is a necklace set available with them. Hair buns, hair puffs, even the lehenga that she's wearing, the chanya choli rather, got those in many colours. It's a really beautiful outfit to wear whatever your age. I hope this tutorial was useful. Would love to see your pictures. Do send them to me, email them to me. And Merry Christmas, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye. Oh, I did forget to mention that Maya now has her own channel. It's BigMouth.Maya. I'll put a link, and yeah, follow us on Instagram.